Hey everyone, welcome to At Home with Misty. I'm so excited to be with you today. When our shops in Hamilton were closed during the pandemic, right around that time, I stumbled across on Instagram. I'm on Instagram a lot. I stumbled across the Color of Connection sew along. And hearing that word, connection, it was like, oh, that's what I miss. That's what I need. And I was so drawn to their mission and what they were doing. And so to see these three incredibly talented women come together when we all really needed that connection and build something so beautiful. When I saw that they were doing another sew along this year, I asked if they would join me to share about their journey and their mission with all of you. And I could not be more excited to introduce you to the wonderful ladies from Color of Connection Quilts. So hello, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited. So Kiana, do you want to introduce yourself first?
Yes, my name's Kiana. I am otherwise known as Collective Quilts. I started, well, I guess I'm from Columbus, Ohio. Well, a little city, small city outside of Columbus, Ohio. When I'm not quilting, I am a mom of four and a nurse practitioner. I started,
Oh, that's
yes, it's
amazing.
so fun. And I started quilting probably I don't know, almost going on 5 years now. So it's been fun so far.
That is amazing. And what brought you to quilting initially?
I started quilting when my mother-in-law gifted me a sewing machine 4 or 5 years ago. She's been an avid
Wow.
quilter for over 40 years and decided she wanted to share her craft with me. Despite that, I do have some family that quilted in the past. My great grandmother was a quilter. However, I didn't take up the craft for years because I really didn't think quilting was something that younger people did. But my
Yeah.
mother-in-law introduced me and said, "Yeah, you totally can do it." And so here I am.
Ah, I love that. I
Yes.
love that. And I love what you said about her wanting to share her craft
Hmm.
because my mother-in-law, Jenny, often says that if we don't share it, then our skills and our craft dies with us.
Yes.
And so it's so important
Yes.
to share our love
Yes.
of creating and crafting. So I
Yes.
love that you have that connection
Yes.
there.
Thank you.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
All right, so Michelle, you're up next. You want to introduce yourself as
Yes,
well?
I'm Michelle. Some people call me Mish. Mish Quilts on Instagram. I am married and I have two little girls. They're 4 and 2. They keep me busy. So the mom is like the primary job, and quilting kind of comes after, and it's been so fun. So I got started. My mom has always quilted. And so I kind of like dabbled as a kid. I actually made my first quilt in college when everybody is out like partying or studying for finals or something. I was like in my little dorm room, like making my first quilt.
I
Um,
love that.
so it took me like a year to make, whereas now I can like crank it out in a week. Um,
Yes.
but when I decided to stay home with my first, I like needed to do something with my hands. And that's when I kind of discovered the modern world of like fabrics. That's what really got me excited, was like all the modern fabrics that were out there. And I was like, I want to make a quilt again. And so I kind of got back into it, and I've probably like quilted almost every day since. And that was like 4 years ago. So yeah, I'm obsessed.
I love that. I mean, it can definitely be addictive, that's
Yes,
for
it's
sure.
been so
I
fun.
think we all relate to that. Okay, Porfiria, will you share a little bit about yourself?
Hi, everybody. I'm Porfiria Gomez, known as Miss Porfiria on Instagram and social media. I am a mom of three rambunctious boys and a happy wife. I'm here in Brooklyn, born and raised in New York City. I've been quilting, I want to say seriously, for the last 10 years, but most of my life I've enjoyed watching my mother and family members quilt. And my journey just started after I had my son. I wanted to make a quilt for his bed, and from there, it just continued to roll.
I love that. I think I saw you share just the other day. You were maybe at your mom's house and she was sharing a pillow that she had
Yeah,
made, and you have one
yes,
as well, right?
the infamous,
Oh,
yes, the infamous pillow that she made a complete bed set. So there's two pillows and a whole uh, queen size quilt. And I took one of the
oh my
pillows and I
gosh.
took the quilt. So she kept that pillow. She's like, "You're not going to take it all." And I went to visit her. And when I visited her, I was in her closet digging around for quilts. And then I pulled the pillow out. And I'm like, "Oh, I have to talk about this because that quilt means so much." I just remember wonderful times watching her cut out those little circles and stitch them together. So I think that was what's interest originally for me quilting, was just watching her piece them together and just making the house so cozy and just feeling loved when she was creating that quilt. That's why it means so much to me. So I took it and I hope to keep it as long as I can until it's time to, turn it over to the next generation.
It's just loved until it's worn out, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I love that. It's funny that you say that, because I think I've had so many women in my life who were quilters, and I've always appreciated the craft. But as a child, I don't think I connected how safe and comfortable it made me feel to have those quilts on my bed and to be able to snuggle up in that. So that's such a great piece that I had missed that connection somehow, even though I've been so blessed by the quilters in my life too. So I love that. Well, I am so thrilled, like I said, to have you guys here, and I want to make sure we spend plenty of time talking about Color of Connection. So can you guys share with me how you met, and then we can go from there, because you're not all in the same place, as we've learned.
No, we are not. And I love our meeting story. We all connected and we all have like this bond that was created over social media. And it's amazing. Like, we cry out for each other. I had some news yesterday and I just wish that Michelle and Kiana were with me to just snuggle up with me and just be there. They're just amazing people. And how we met was amazing. It was during the George Floyd moment that was happening here. And it was a lot of, it was just getting heavy with so many racial injustices that were happening to people of color. And the most amazing thing happened was that being a quilter of color, Michelle reached out to me to see how I was doing during this chaotic time. And I thought that was just amazing, that she cared enough to reach out to me and see how I was doing. And from there, we just created this bond, and we talked about the love of quilting and how much we enjoyed it. And then we talked about, we started talking about how we could create this inclusion and this bond around Color of Connection. And we were like, who else can we have join us? And we wanted someone that was amazing and shared the same warmth that we both shared in our relationship. So we were talking about the same person, ironically, which is Kiana. And she's like, Michelle's like, I'll email her. And one thing led to another, and all three of us came together, and it was almost like it just fit. We all are so unique in our own ways, but it just fit that we came together and had this beautiful marriage, happen, and create this beautiful baby of Color of Connection. So that's how we came together. We wanted everybody to experience what we experienced, which is three people from completely three different walks of life coming together and falling in love with quilting. And that's it. And it's so funny how we all, in our conversations, we talk about different things and different ways we express ourselves, even in our quilts, our last one and our current one. It's all like our personalities are expressed in our blocks, in our design color choices. So it's just what we want others to enjoy. It's no matter where you come from, as long as you share this passion for quilting, that should be it.
Exactly. It's enough, right? Like there's enough. We just have to find those things that tie us together. And I just think that's so beautiful, in a time when so many were experiencing so much hurt and feeling weary and down, that you guys took the opportunity to make something beautiful out of that. It's so inspiring. Just absolutely inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah. So share with me how the idea that you guys had really took shape. How did that come together?
Yeah, it's quite a story. So like Porfiria said, it really started from, there was a lot of just hurt going around. And we wanted to create a place of warmth in the quilting community. So we kind of, it first started with a quilt along. We said, let's like just connect with other people, and maybe let's connect intentionally with people that maybe don't look like us, think like us, believe like us, anything, just to love each other, and to love that through quilting, because we all know that we love quilting. We all know we're passionate about quilting. Let's bond in that common interest and just see what we can do. So it started just with a vision of a quilt along, one single quilt along. You know, this season of the year was really hard. Let's do this. So the first thing was we needed a quilt pattern. We're like, okay, we need a quilt to make for the quilt along. So the three of us did a lot of brainstorming, and we ended up coming across a jewelry designer here in Atlanta. And we kind of reached out to her. We're like, hey, we love this like specific like earrings that you've made, and feel like it could be a really pretty quilt. And we talked with her a little bit. And she was like, I would love for you to use these earrings as your inspiration. I would love for all the money to be donated to a nonprofit, though. And we're like, oh, awesome. We're already planning on doing that. Great. So we kind of got her blessing, and she is on our website. Her name is Erica Young. She's got a great business. So we kind of took that.
I love that. I didn't know that part, and I am such an earring lover. So now I'm really going to have to check that out.
All three of us have bought different pieces from her now. Like, we are obsessed. It's like all beaded. It's beautiful. Okay.
Oh, that's so cool. Sorry.
No, yeah, it's really fun. Fun story about her though is I gifted her one of the final quilts that was made from her earrings, and she has a sewing machine at home that she plans on making the quilt as well for her first quilt. So that's really cool.
I love that. I love that. So
we had the quilt along planned. We had the quilt pattern, but then the missing step was, okay, well, we need to find a nonprofit to donate these proceeds to. And so it was many meetings of the three of us going through like nonprofit after nonprofit, like, we're not all passionate about that, or not that one, not that one. And in the process of that, we kind of created this like vision statement. It was like, we want to like really just empower the next generation of diverse quilters. Like, we wanted more people to experience it, that it wouldn't just be this grandmother's thing, that it would be present in this day and age, because we know like the happiness that comes from quilting. We want more people to experience that. So like, we were like saying all these words as we were looking for this nonprofit. And then one night Kiana was like, you guys, let's just do it ourselves. Let's create our own nonprofit. It's turned out to be quite a little bit of work.
Dream big, right?
We are very good at dream big. And it's funny that Kiana is the one that suggested that, because she's the realist of the group. She is the one that kind of brings us down. So it's even more powerful that she was like, we're doing this. We're doing this nonprofit. We already know what we want to do. Let's do it. So from there, we started reaching out to different sponsors. Our dream was to put on quilting workshops for people that may never have the opportunity to learn to sew, to make a quilt with quality materials, quality tools, to have a great first experience and feel proud of themselves for making like their very own quilt. So that's kind of how that happened. And then just a little like background to that. This year was our first year doing some workshops. From last year's quilt sales. Like, every single sale of those quilt patterns go towards these workshops. So we had one here in Duluth, Georgia. We had a group of girls from a group home that are currently in foster care, teenage girls, come, and it was their first time sewing, their first time making a quilt. And from the very first stitches, their faces like lit up. And this was like Saturday morning for teenagers. They did not want to be there. But the second like they made their first half square triangles, they were like so excited. And then their faces at the end, where they're just holding up their quilt top, it was unreal. Like, they were just so proud of themselves. And we got to deliver them their finished quilts. We had some volunteers that long armed them for them, and they were stunning. It was really, really special. So that workshop for me was like the biggest, like, okay, this is why we're doing this. Like, the three of us, we put in a lot of work. We're like, well, we're just like a lot of amped up energy. Like, what are we doing this for? And then the three of us to meet in person, to be here, to teach young girls how to quilt. It just all made sense.
So you taught it all together.
Like, that was the first time we met in person, and it even.
Oh, you're kidding!
It even more like cemented everything. It was like, oh, we actually like each other in person. It's not just like a Instagram friendship. This is real. It was so fun. It was so fun.
Oh, so that is magical. That is absolutely magical.
Yeah, and they're like my forever friends. Like, they came over and hung out with my kids and husband. Like, it was just so sweet. And then we went up to Kiana. We visited her hometown, and we put on a workshop in Columbus for like a group of young adults that were in some parenting classes and stuff. And it was so sweet. There was even a mom with her 2 young daughters there that got to learn to make their first quilt. We could talk like about that forever, because obviously we are so passionate about that. But that is kind of like the process of Color of Connection. Started with a quilt along.
Wow.
The pattern led us to make the nonprofit, and here we are wanting to do the same thing every year, have a new quilt pattern, and then have workshops throughout the year.
I love that. So Kiana, tell me more about your plans for the future, because it sounds like this has gone so well so far.
Yes. As Michelle just kind of made the way for my kind of answered the question. So we do plan on releasing a new pattern January 1st. It's called the Collaboration Quilt. And then from that, we will do another quilt along starting in February 1st through the month of February. And it'll be the same fashion as we did last time. So we'll have questions that we will present out to our audience, and they can then do their prompts on Instagram, and then we'll do some video IGTV recorded sessions of us just having some conversations about things that are going on in the world, how we feel about how things happened, well, how 2021 went, and what do we want to see for 2022. And then we do,
I love that.
Yeah. And we do plan on doing more workshops for 2022 in our respective cities. So I think we're going to continue that dream and kind of go from there.
I love that. Keep dreaming big, right? Like it's amazing what just, one small idea has taken shape in just a year's time. To be able to already make an impact and to see the result of that dream that you guys had is just really, really inspiring. Just amazing.
It has been amazing.
So we are going to make sure to share with all of you guys who are watching in the description where you can check out the pattern and all of the information that we've been talking about, because the quilt along is starting here very soon, so we want to make sure you guys can participate with that. But I do want to talk, because we do have still a lot of novice sewers who are watching, people who they love to see quilts come together, but they maybe haven't taken that first leap into making a quilt themselves. And so first I would like to say you can do it. So if it sounds like if any time is the time to start, this would be a great opportunity. But also I want to make sure if they want to support these workshops that you guys are putting together, is there a way for them to do that besides making the quilt or buying the pattern?
Yes, there is actually. We do have a donate button on our website. We do take monetary donations as well. We are hoping one day, a part of our dreaming big and what to expect in the future, come up with some kind of program to be able to, people can donate sewing machines, because the biggest thing out of these workshops are the participants are done, but then they really don't have the resources to continue the hobby if they really like it. And so it's, it would be great for us to be able to maybe 1 or 2 participants provide them with the tools that they need to continue to quilt. So donations can allow that to happen, as monetary donations, as well as just, if people have old sewing machines, because I know I probably have like 4 sitting around that, that still function, but they can go to good use. So that would be the biggest way that people can help. So, and we've had so many donations thus far, and we are so grateful and so appreciative of all of our supporters and followers thus far. So thank you.
That's amazing. Yeah. I am just so incredibly inspired. And so, I think Michelle and I, when we were talking the other day, we mentioned we need a workshop here in Hamilton. It's like geared up. We are ready for it. So we're just going to put that out into the universe and hope that can happen. I would love to see that. And is there any other like big dreams and goals you want to share? Like, what would you like to see this turn into? Like, what is your wildest dreams for Color of Connection?
I'll let one of those guys.
So we have talked about it. Like Michelle said, Kiana is our realist, because me and Michelle, I think we go too big. Like, of course, we would love to go globally with it. I mean, quilting is such an amazing thing. It doesn't just stop where we are. It's just, me and Michelle are constantly switching books around, and talking about, I just ordered some more books about quilting and history. And of course, we would love it to go globally and be able for everyone to, receive a Color Connection box. And there's the supplies you need to learn to create these beautiful quilts, and just talk about, our dreams are just that everybody can share this connection of quilting, and over, just our Color Connection quilts. It's just an amazing feeling you have when you're creating something with your hands, and it's genuine and it comes from a place of love, and you can share that with someone. So of course, in the future, we're just hoping that we'll be able to send out these great big gift boxes or boxes of supplies to who need, and just have a Color Connection workshop everywhere. So
I love that.
That's our big goal.
Oh, I love that so much. I'm just so, so incredibly inspired by you guys and your willingness to take a leap through social media. I mean, this is a testament to the good that can come from social media, and I am just so grateful to the three of you for being brave enough, Michelle, for reaching out and saying, hey, how are you doing? And letting that simple connection build into something so inspiring and empowering to women who can now learn this amazing craft and connect with each other in the future. It's just truly amazing. And so thank you guys so much for being willing to come on and share and being vulnerable and trying this big scary thing and getting to see the amazing impact that it's made. It's truly remarkable. So I just can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
So I love that. And so I want to make sure that you guys all notice this beautiful collaboration quilt that is hanging behind me. They were willing to send it into the studio. It is just stunning. So real quick, each of you has a block in this quilt, right? So can we talk just a little bit about each of your blocks? Do you guys want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Whoever wants to start, go right ahead.
Who wants to go right? Okay, so my block is the star. I love stars. If you notice, my trend is traditionally to stay around the stars. I love being big stars, and I love the triangle shapes of it. Michelle helped put together this beautiful star block that it's just true to me. Like, if you go on my media, you'll see she's always doing something with a big star. So that's what Michelle picked for me. Kiana?
I love it. It's beautiful.
So the next block would be the one that features all the half square triangles. Half square triangles are just my jam. I love half square triangles just because they're so versatile. They can lean more traditional, they can lean modern. You can play a lot with half square triangles. Hence what's hanging back there in the background.
Yes.
I just love half square triangles. So that is kind of a take on the block from my most recent quilt pattern. And I figure, why not? Let's use it. It's reflective of me. We're going to put this in the collaboration quilt, and hopefully everyone will enjoy making that block as much as I do.
Gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah, and then
all right, Mish, you're
and
up.
then I created that other block. I don't even know what to call it. It's like kind of a log cabin-esque, like has some stripes.
Yeah.
I don't even know where that came from. I feel like for both of both of them, it was like a very clear, like, this is my block. This is me. These are my colors. And I was like, I don't know who I am. I was having this identity crisis, like trying to create a block. But I do like how it turned out. It's very fresh. It's very different. And the fun, bright colors. I do feel like I love what ended up happening. And then I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, how cool would that be? Just a lot of blocks like that, like in one big quilt. I was like, yes. I need to make a quilt with that block. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. You absolutely do. Because, I mean, when you think about a log cabin quilt, you can do so much with a log cabin setting. Yes. And so I can see magic happening.
Yes, yeah. I'm very
excited. Really, yeah, it's beautiful. I love that you guys each picked a block that connects with you and feels like you, and then you included colors that feel like you too. It's just beautiful, and truly a testament to the collaboration that went on with the three of you to create this beautiful pattern. And so thank you guys again. I'm so excited about this sew along. And so tell us one more time where everybody can find you guys, both individually and for the sew along, to make sure that they can check it out, sew along, and participate this year.
So you can find us on Instagram at at Color of Connection Quilts. We also have a website. It's www.colorofconnectionquilt.com. You can shoot us an email. That information is on our Instagram and email. Instagram and our website. We would love to chat. You can definitely get a hold of us that way. Me individually, I am Collective Quilts on Instagram. You can find me at Collective Quilts. I have a website as well. So again, and an email. So feel free to reach out and chat either way, any of us. We're open to any way that you want to connect with us, whether it's through Color of Connection or our personal accounts.
Wonderful. Michelle, what about you?
I'm on Instagram at Mish Quilts. I actually just opened a fabric shop here in Duluth, so that's been like my little baby. Like my dream is coming true of having a little quilt shop. So that's been a lot of fun. But yeah, so I'm at Mish Quilts on Instagram. I do most everything on Instagram, and then a website, mishquilts.com. Yeah.
Awesome. And Porfiria, what about you?
You can find me on Miss Porfiria, MRS Porfiria, or what is probably going to be the new title for 2022, Eat, Quilt, Pray. So I'm also working on a book that's coming out next year. I'm super excited. So you can head over to Eat, Quilt, Pray and follow me. And if you have any questions or just want to chat and say hi, I'm always willing to take a little message. I love them. So message away.
I love that. So thank you guys so much. Obviously, you can make these beautiful quilts with solids you have in your stash or fabric that you have lying around. But if you need some beautiful fabric, you can get that from us here at Missouri Star Quilt Company or any of your local fabric shops. And I hope that you guys will participate in this wonderful quilt along with these incredible women. It's been a true privilege to talk to you, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. And everyone watching, I will see you next week. See ya.